Thanks for being with us tonight here on SportsLine on News Channel 5+. It is Tennessee and Vanderbilt week coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll hear from Vanderbilt head coach Derek Mason, but first, the quarterback that he'll have to defend this Saturday, Tennessee quarterback Joshua Dobbs.
Come ready to play, come ready to execute the game plan to the best of our ability.
Just how similar is Vanderbilt to what you saw last week in Missouri? How much it seems like statistically there's a lot of similarities there. Do you see a lot of similarities schematically?
Yeah, I mean Vandy, they're kind of different defenses, but they're both very good defenses. I mean, Vanderbilt they bring a lot of different looks, a lot of different pressure looks, different fronts. So different things that we have to be game plan and be locked into and make sure the whole offense is on the same page this week.
Josh, we saw, I think you audible into that option a couple of times. Was that something you guys put in specifically for Missouri? And I guess what were you seeing that made that so effective for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of something we've had, but it all depends on the look and what we're getting. So, a couple of times they're giving us, a favorable look, so we're able to take advantage of that. So it all depends on, the scheme, the look, and the front, and a lot of things go into that check.
Joshua, I know you guys talk about how it's a one-game season or one-week season, but how nice is it now to be building off of 4 consecutive wins?
Yeah, it's great. It's great momentum. We continue to build, continue to grow, and continue to finish out the season strong. So we just got to focus in and lock into this week and what we have to do to get another victory under our belt.
Josh, you on your touchdown run, you broke a number of tackles. You've broken a lot of tackles this year. Is that something you've always been able to do, even going back to high school?
I feel like I have been. It's not really something like you practice or anything. It's just you just go out there and you're just a competitor and you just fight for that extra yard. So, something that I've had some success at, and I got to keep having success at to be successful in this offense.
You think you're stronger than you look?
I think so. So that just goes into weight room training and everything. But people say, they ask me how much I weigh. I tell them, they're like, "Oh, you look like you're about 230." I'm like, not that big yet, but it all goes into it.
Joshua, congratulations for the victory on Saturday. How you players from you and other guys saw the other the Missouri players who has following the protests and everything? How you guys felt the other players from Missouri and the game?
Honestly, we were aware of everything that's going on in Missouri, but we were more focused on what we had to do to go in there and get the victory. So we were really just focusing on what we had to do, the task at hand, and how to come out of Columbia with the victory.
Joshua, how often or how much do you bring up the rivalry with Vanderbilt and maybe what happened a couple of years ago? I think you were the quarterback in that game. Tough one for you guys. How often do you guys talk about that particular rivalry?
Obviously, here at Tennessee, we have a lot of great rivalries, so you just got to take each one in stride. But we're really focused on this year. The past year's games, we kind of don't really bring them up, whether they were a win or a loss, honestly. We're focused on this year and what we have to do to get the victory in this year, in this game.
Josh, just what are your plans for Thanksgiving, and how does the holidays maybe affect your preparation this week?
They don't really affect your preparation. We just have an earlier day since there's no class on Thursdays. But my parents should come up, spend some time with them before the game, and it'd be good to hang out with them and then go over some teammates' houses and just hang out and get around the players.
And yet you can get your 8th win this week. It's been a long time since this program got 8 wins in a season. What would that mean to y'all, and is it something y'all have talked about as a goal?
It would mean a lot, to this program. My class, talked about getting Tennessee back on the map when we got here. So that's what we're striving for every day and working hard to get there. So we kind of just, we know it's a one-game season. We know that we have to come ready to play, or Vanderbilt can come out and give us a shot and beat us. So we have to be ready to go, be ready to play, and be disciplined in our preparation this week.
Josh, Jalen Hurd has had a number of really good runs throughout his career. Have you ever seen him run that hard consistently in one game as he did against Missouri?
Honestly, I feel like he runs hard, every game. I mean, it was great for him to get that 1,000-yard milestone for the season. But I feel like, he runs hard, and that's a testament to him, and that's a testament to our O-line. I mean, they're blocking their butts off, creating holes for him, holes for really anyone who has the ball any given moment in the game. So, he did a great job on the ground on Saturday, and it's always great to have him.
How difficult of a transition are you expecting it to be going from the turf at Missouri to the field at Neyland, given the condition it's in?
Honestly, it's not really a transition. I mean, we practice on grass and turf every day, so when you're out there, you really just don't think about it. You just go out there and play. So honestly, it's not that much of a transition.
The Vols looking for their 6th consecutive win against Vanderbilt in this season, and it'll be their 2nd consecutive win over the Commodores in the series. On Vanderbilt's side of things, Derek Mason preparing his group, a team that has knocked off Tennessee 2 out of the last 3 years. Derek Mason previewed the upcoming matchup with the Volunteers earlier this week.
Tell you what, I want to wish everybody across the country a happy Thanksgiving. It's the holidays, and I tell you what, it's a great concentration of football, but you also want to take time out, and give thanks for, what we have and for those who are struggling here across the country. But again, Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I want to make sure and I get that out there. It is Tennessee week. Tennessee week's a good week. This is a rivalry. You're talking about a football team in Knoxville, and that's done a great job this year of being able to stay relevant. With Butch, and he's done a great job of keeping his team on track. They've played well in these last 4 games, and need to make sure I give him credit because this conference is tough. It's a tough conference. Every week, it's a fist fight, and so we're going to look forward to having one on Saturday because that's what this is. A battle between 2 teams, trying to make sure that they can represent their schools and do what we need to do on both sides, to try to bring a victory home. With that being said, this football team is coming off a tough loss. Hey, but it is what it is. It's in the rear view. We have to look at the things that we can fix, make sure we fix them. Obviously, we know about the offensive woes. Those things are going to be, headed in a different direction. They have to be because in this game is no holds barred. You got to do what you got to do. You got to manufacture offense. You got to make plays, and quarterbacks got to play well. Kyle Sherman's got to play well in this game. We need guys, on the perimeter to make plays for him. And we're going to run the ball well. That's what we have to do. But we have to play well on teams because Tennessee is one of the best special teams units in the country, and they've done a good job that way. And then, when it's all said and done defensively, we have to make sure, that we show up and give ourselves a chance, give our offense a chance to possess the football and make some stops. So, there's nothing new that I can tell you about, who we are, what we are, and what we need to do. It's going to be a game between 2 teams that have a lot to play for. And we've only got 1 guaranteed game left, but it's not about just that. It's about what this game means. It means a lot to the people in this state. And the people here at Vanderbilt, just know that I know how much it means. So with that being said, I'll take questions.
When you say Sherman has to play well, what is playing well for him at this point?
Playing well. Doing whatever it takes, to keep his offense on the field. Okay, manufacture points. That's what we have to do. We have to play well. The quarterback, the offensive line, running backs, tight ends, receivers, everybody's got to play well.
How imperative is it for the whole running game, specifically Ralph, to kind of get a little bit of a rhythm early in this game?
It's Ralph, it's Dallas, it's Darius. It's important that we get off to a good start, whether it's first series, second series, doesn't matter. This game is not going to come down to just how we play one series. If one series won this game, okay, I'd try to get us off to the fastest start I could. But it's not going to be about how we play one series. We're going to have to play a 60-minute ball game. And with that, we're going to have to find a way to sustain things offensively, defensively, and special teams. Just consistency as well as execution.
Go ahead.
It seems like you guys will have a good drive to start a game, and you get down close to scoring range. There'll be pre-snap penalties. There'll be timeouts. Can you figure out what's going on with that?
if I had the magic formula for it, if I had the elixir, believe me, it'd be in the locker. Right now, I don't. I just think, man, focus. When we talk about focus, when we talk about making sure that we detail our work, those things are the things that hurt you. More than anything, we talk about staying on schedule, and we couldn't stay on schedule, and that's tough. And then after a while, man, you become predictable, and that's what we can't do in this game. We have to control our own destiny in this game, and we haven't been able to do that very well. But you know what? We still haven't played our best game, so I'm looking forward to playing our best game on Saturday.
What's the atmosphere you expect in Neyland?
Great. It's the SEC. I don't think Neyland's going to be any different than any other hostile environment that we've been in. We played in the Swamp. We played at Ole Miss this year. When you go up to, Neyland Stadium, and it's going to be rocking. I would imagine it would. I mean, it's Vanderbilt, Tennessee. It's the big game. So, for me, I don't necessarily look at the crowd. I just know, man, that when I get up there, when I put the team on the football field, we got to play within the white lines, and that's all I really care about. We played against two big backs last week. Jalen Hurd's a big back with speed, and he's multidimensional. He's been really good this year. He's gone over 1,000, I believe, rushing, and with that, that makes him formidable in terms of what he does. But him and Kamara do a great job as a tandem in the backfield. So we're going to have our work cut out. We got to tackle well. We got to fit the run. When you look at what Tennessee's doing, they're throwing the football, solid, and they're running the football extremely well. That's what they've gone to. That's been their formula for success in this 4-game stretch. And when you look at their runs, the runs are 2-to-1 when you look at run to pass. So, and they believe in their run game, and we've leaked a little bit. And so everything's about fixing the run game and then making sure, man, that we can, limit the explosive pass plays.
Last year, it seemed like you kind of set the template for how to defend Dobbs. You boxed him in, you made him throw the ball, threw a couple of picks, was uncomfortable with the pressure. Can you take that template of last year and apply it to this one, or are these two different offenses? Two different offenses.
I think Kamara makes them different. He makes them multidimensional in terms of what they do. Joshua Dobbs is an extremely good quarterback. If he can set his feet, he's dangerous. He can run. He can extend plays. He's done it all year long. And what you have to do is make sure that he is uncomfortable, but they're running the football at such a high clip. You got to get him in those situations. And, even then, when you look at plays that he's made, he's been able not only to extend plays, but you look at the play versus Florida where they had the, throwback to quarterback and he goes 59 yards for a touchdown. He can run. So you have to defend, in my opinion, you have to be able to defend all 11 athletes, on the field, all 6 skill positions in terms of what it looks like for us. So we got to play well.
So the key to limiting Dobbs maybe is more on the holding down the run on the first, second down, getting him more into third and long?
Yeah, I think you have to do that. But when you look at those guys and where they've been on third and long, and they've been pretty good at converting. So I think it's about making plays when the opportunities show themselves. We got to get Dobbs on the ground. We got to stop the run. We got to, play well in situational football. And when it comes down to, you got to keep him out of the end zone. Okay, and for us, that's a challenge every week, trying to keep somebody out of the end zone.
You talked about their tandem. Dallas Rivers didn't get a lot of carries the other night, but looked explosive when he did. Is he playing better, playing more confidently right now than he was earlier?
I think he is. He's running the ball with a little more authority. He's doing a great job of being able to hit holes. And I think, having been back there on kickoff return has really helped him a little bit just in terms of, hitting it, seeing it, running a little more physical. And we got to get him started. It's not just about, being able to look at Ralph. We're going to need Ralph. We're going to need Darius. We're going to need Dallas. You look at those guys. Those guys are capable of helping us, and more than just the run game. We got to get those guys involved in the pass game too. Just be balanced. That's what we need.
That bowl scenario of 5-win teams getting the bowls hanging out there. Do you address that with the team? Do you talk about that at all?
Not at all. I've got no time to talk about that. I've got time to talk about, working this week to play our best game versus Tennessee. That's the furthest thing from my mind. And we've got one more guaranteed game, and that's what we got to do. We got to go play well. There's a lot on this. I believe that this football team has made great strides this year, but we look at this and we want to be relevant. Relevant for a lot of reasons. It's about recruiting. It's about, being able to, stand up in this state and realize that we're moving in the right direction. And I believe this program is moving in the right direction. In the midst of all the chaos that's happening in college football, what you have to do, man, is continue to stay steady, understand who you are, what you do, understand what your brand is, and let's work to that. And that's what this game is about. To me, that's what we're practicing for. We're practicing for everything that we've talked about this year, and then being able to go play a great game in Knoxville.
Derek, I think if you count passing yards like the NFL does, I think you guys have had negative yards 3 of the last 4 weeks. As a coaching staff, how in the world do you put a game plan together? Because you got to pass some, but knowing that there's an expectation that on a play, just by running a pass, you're going to lose yards. As a staff, how do you process that and go forward and try to come up with something that works?
Well, I mean, you schematically look at what the defense is giving you. Okay, you line up and you work a little harder to be a little better in the execution phase, and that's what it comes down to. Listen, whether you have bad plays, good plays, you always come back and you have to game plan every week. For us, again, Andy. I saw Andy yesterday. Man, we talked for quite a while, and he's excited about this week. You can't go back and grab last week, but you can look at it and say, okay, man, where are you deficient? What things can you fix? And where do you need to go? And, Sherman's going to play well. I believe he's a young quarterback, but I think he's going to play well. And I believe the rest of these guys are going to play well. So you got to give these dudes the benefit of the doubt. Let's go play. I'm not throwing any towels in. That's not what we do around here. So let's get these guys lined up. Let's scheme it up. Let's get ready to go.
How do you